All right, good morning, good evening. Normally I jump in the shower minutes before our call starts. That didn't happen today. It's not because I just woke up 2 minutes ago. It's because I was on the phone. People should know not to call me before a Thursday evening honest money update with Bobby Gray kicks off. It's my wife, so take that call any day, anytime. Good morning, good evening, depending on where you are on this beautiful round or flat earth of ours. It is either Thursday, June 25th, 2026, or something completely different. I don't know. Welcome to the Honest Money Hour update with your host, Bobby Gray. This is actually probably the last time that we're going to have this call hosted here on Zoom in our relentless pursuit of full transparency. I had the wild idea to start to take this call to a more public venue on X. Now, never used X before. Not sure if I trust our friend Elon, but it is a platform and we need to reach more people. And we invite our community out to come to us on this platform, and we're not getting the algorithms and all of those things to do some of the work and heavy lifting for us. So I think we're going to switch over next week to X as our platform for hosting. Too many buttons. It feels like too many buttons. Then we're going to switch over to X for our Thursday night calls. We'll do it live. We'll do it live on a platform that people can catch. I mean, we've been doing this call for 117 weeks. 117 weeks, is that right? I mean, more than 117 weeks. Yeah, this is week 117. And so I'm ready. I think you're ready to take this thing even bigger than it has gotten so far. So this might be our last time here, but welcome. Thanks for joining. Tune in, grab a drink, grab some popcorn. It's going to be an interesting call tonight. Of course, I used some really good clickbait in the introduction and invitation email that went out earlier today to talk about what the plan is. Not to get to 16 by February of 2026, but to get ourselves onto this, like solidly onto the CoinMarketCap top 100. And there is a plan. So get excited about that. But welcome, and let's begin. The theme for tonight's call is we did it. And, you know, people are very kind to me. They say things like, "Man, you do a great job. You're just chugging along. It's like you got such a thick skin. There are haters out there. There's comments." I'm like, I can't even see them. I have no ears to hear whatever the negative stuff is. In the last 4 months, we have done so much. We have come so far. We have made incredible, not progress. We have delivered such incredible results against all odds that if you were looking at it from an outsider's perspective and you saw what we accomplished, you would be like, why would he take any kind of like negative troll criticism seriously? And we're going to run through that list of accomplishments very quickly tonight because I want to show you how all of this leads towards our being able to tell our story finally. Very, very important stuff. And so that's what we're going to go through tonight. It's not necessarily a recap call, but we're going to go very, very quickly through a lightning round of accomplishments. And that lightning round of accomplishments is going to show you what the next step is. And we are ready for the next step now. So again, thanks for joining. Grab some coffee, grab a drink, whatever it is, and let's begin. So we build a network. At the end of the day, what we did was we built a network. I started this project off with a theory. I started it off with a goal, and the goal was to take the passion that I had for honest money, alternative currencies, complementary currencies, the thing that I testified about in US Congress back in 2012. Take that passion, stop doing it the old fashioned horse and buggy way with gold and silver medallions, which was great, a lot of fun. But bring it into the 21st century, go high tech, go digital, go fast, go big, and win. That's a monetary thing, and that's a mission thing. I've done well over the years, but I haven't done crypto rich. And so that was the goal. That was the goal. Everybody else comes along and says, I want to get rich too. Oh, I'll just start my own crypto. I'll pump it. I'll make a couple $1 million, and then I'll disappear in the middle of the night along with my Hawk 2 friends, and that's it. Done. Mission accomplished. Well, that's good for you if that's your plan and it works, which 1,000 times a day people try it, 999.9 of them don't work. But if that's your plan and it works, good for you, right? But for an alternative currency, you and I know that it only works when you bring a community of people together that support it and are interested in also seeing that thing successful. So I can't just win by myself. I got to make sure that everybody else wins along with me. Well, the good news is that everyone wins with honest money. That's the basic premise of honest money. Levels the playing field. It makes it so that everyone has a fair shot. It makes it so that not one guy's got control of the money printer, using it to his advantage and the advantage of his friends and buddies and cantillionaires, but we all have a chance. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, and it doesn't mean somebody else is going to do the work for you, but it does mean that we have a chance. Well, you give me a chance and you see what I did with it. And so I decided that I wasn't going to go down the pump and dump route. That wasn't going to ever be the plan. In fact, we have an influencer ban to directly deal with the strategy and avoid the strategy that everyone else uses in this space. No influencers. Okay, well, you've made your job really difficult now. What else are you going to throw on top of that? How about physical infrastructure? Instead of just having a laptop and cooking up 1 trillion coins, how about we build like a physical mine? Because I think that if we build this giant mine, we'll get the attention of mainstream crypto and we'll have that $1 billion coin. That's my theory. That's the big gamble. That's the big bet. Who's in? Who's coming with me? Money starts coming in. A little bit here, a little bit there. When the first money came in for this thing, TexitCoin was being mined on a spare computer or a computer in my spare bedroom. That was the mine. Then we added a couple old L3s in the garage. Then we figured out immersion cooling, and we added some L7s in the soup. Then this thing kept growing, and we said, oh man, we're going to need better technology. Bitmain comes out with the L9s. We said we need an upgrade. We brought in the B24 immersion cooling infrastructure for fog hashing. We met these guys at the Bitmain World Digital Mining Summit convention. Next level, next level, next level. We're upping the stakes for ourselves. We're making it. We're building a network. We're building this mine. We said that we had a goal. We're going to work towards the goal. The cash starts coming in, and we work towards the goal. For a while, many times throughout that timeline, we didn't know. Our network went live on dex-trade.com, which, by the way, read the updates on the website. We're encouraging you to remove funds from DexTrade. They're getting real antsy in their pantsy with deposits and KYC and holding deposits, disappearing deposits, and charging money for them to find it and refund it. It's not good stuff. But they hold a special place in our heart because they were our first exchange that we went on to for about 1 second, came off of, down for 3 weeks. The network was off for weeks right after we launched. We had a gigantic failure of a party in Austin at Consensus. $150,000 gone. 3 people showed up. We had the cold storage coin app hack in January of 2025. And all of these things go disastrously wrong. And yet we kept going. You can't give up. Honest money doesn't give up. When you look at the landscape of entrepreneurism, the risks, the likelihood of success and failure, it's not good. 90% of companies that set out to bring a product to market never get there. They never get there. They say, I have an idea. Get some money from a VC, get some money from grandma, sell some of their property and they get started on it. 90% of people that go down that path will not even be able to take their product to market. They will fizzle out and it will stop before they even open their doors. That's a pretty rough statistic. It's like, man, I wonder if this thing's going to work. I wonder if they're going to be customers. I wonder if anyone's going to buy it. Oh, no. We wonder if you're even going to be able to open your doors and turn on your website. 90% don't make it to day one. Well, we made it to day one. We got a product to market. 90% of those people that actually make it to market with their product don't make it a single year, not 1 year. 90% 1 year failure rate. So if you have an idea, there's a 99% chance that you're not going to make it a year. 1 out of 10 of those make it to market. 1 out of 10 of those make it a year. Keep going. Fewer than 10% of the guys that make it a year make it 5 years. That means that if you have an idea, there is a 1 in 1,000 chance that you're going to make it 5 years with that. Five years is an important time for me because it's my graduation party. The moment where I get to take off the ring and say, I did it, hand that ring off to someone else and say, I put in 5 years. I got this thing going. We've developed a product and a network and a community. And we did it. And now I get to step back and let somebody else be the guy that drives this thing into the next 5 years. I look forward to that day, but I know that there's a lot of work to do between now and then to increase the likelihood of us making it that far. And I do think that my participation is really important. I was asked that question during my time with the SEC, like, call yourself the founder and fearless leader. Are you really, really critical to the success of this project? And it was like a softball. So I was supposed to say, no, I have nothing to do with it, really. It's all of them. I do nothing. I just sit around all day eating bonbons and everybody else does all the work. Nothing. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty important. Like, what are you doing? I said, look, any project that's small in its early days needs somebody to be the champion. They need somebody to cheer for it day in, day out. Good days, bad days. They need someone there to push. In the beginning, that's me. No, the project's changed. It's not me anymore. We've got people all over the world that are driving the success of this project. I don't even know some of them. I remember the first time I was out at the Motor Enclave in Tampa, meeting some great Florida people. And I'm getting introduced to this person, shaking hands, doing the photo thing. And I'm listening to this guy, and he's explaining me, TexitCoin, and the project and the goals. I have no idea who this guy is, but he's basically doing a better job than I could. Still don't know who the guy is. I have no idea. But he did a really fantastic job. There are people like that all over the planet that are making it happen for us. The project's matured. It's not what it was 117 weeks ago. It's different now, which is spectacular. It means we're making it. But we did it against the odds, out of nowhere. And we didn't show up here at the finish line like all battered and bruised and like in terrible shape. We're going to go through that in just a minute. But that's what we set out to do. 117 weeks ago, plus a couple months before that, I set out to build my own crypto. And I knew that in order for it to be successful, it was going to need your participation, your cash, your friends and your family, and a bunch of people to come along with us to accomplish this goal. And we did it. Now, wasn't all easy, wasn't all glamorous. We lost some friends along the way. We hope to win them back. Because remember, if you're mining TXC, you've got a vested interest, a lifelong vested interest in our success. Your mining never goes away and it never gets diluted once we go to 100 million mega hash. We're about a quarter of the way there now, but we haven't sold any more in the last 4.5 months, almost 5 months. We don't need to. See why in just a few minutes. But that was the work. We set out to do it. And 2.5 years later, we're not just like, oh, God, we did it. Okay, we're done. We're going strong. We're stronger and we're better now than we've ever been before. And if you haven't tuned in, if you haven't paid attention in the last couple months, it's all good. It's all good. It's okay. Didn't hurt our feelings. I'm going to have you believe before the end of this call that what happened to us back in February is the best thing that could have ever happened to us. I know when you're going through it, man, it's tough. It's tough. And we started saying, hey, with gratitude, optimism is sustainable. I'm not optimistic anymore. I'm what's the word for like convinced? I'm the word for I don't know. Find the word, send a message in, I'll use it. I am sure. I am confident. I am way past optimistic. And that comes not from wishful thinking. It comes from results. They're sending me a message with the word that I'm looking for. Confident. It's not the word, Eddie. Certain? No. Come up with a better word. We need a better word than that. I am absolutely sure. Now, look, a meteor hits me tomorrow, wipes out my man Corey, takes out Tim and Gage and Jay, and Eddie, and Mel and Thomas, and all these people that have done such an incredible job. And then, yeah, we're going to struggle a little bit. But setting the meteor, the bus aside, I'm sure. I'm sure. And tune in, guys, because once you see what we've got in store, you'll be pretty sure too. Sure enough to like go out there with a megaphone and start yelling and screaming about it again? Maybe, maybe not. We'll get there. I know for sure. I'm pretty confident that most people in our community will not do that unless and until they see the price going that way. Ultimately, that's the thing that tells the whole story. I get it. Assured, not positive, definite, convicted. It's not it. Keep going, guys. But let's run through it real quick because I want you to have that same sense of inevitability. It's inevitable, like Thanos. Inevitable. Yeah, let's go with inevitable. The inevitability of our success. Page 1, CMC. I'll show you in just a few minutes. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Inevitable. Our future is certain. Our place in the very top of crypto is inevitable. That's how I feel today. All right, why? Well, because we're awesome. You already knew that. I already knew that. But let me show you what we got going on. Let me introduce you to our awesome and amazing TexitCoin website. Wow, look at that. Would you look at that page? Doesn't that page just scream awesomeness and confidence? And this can't be a scam. Look how good their website is. You know, like people send me links from time to time with with deals. Check out this guy. This is an opportunity or this is a competitor. And I look at their websites and they look like that. And I go, ugh, I don't know, man. It doesn't look legit. And then I stop and I pause. I'm like, I'm the pot calling the kettle black here, man. I can't imagine 50,000 people going to that website and walking away from that website that we had forever and ever with a feeling of confidence that this thing was legit. So I take my hat off to you, being able to see through, you know, the the early phase, the early challenges that we had and say, okay, this thing looks pretty terrible today, but let's put a little skin in the game and let's see where it goes. And so this is where we started. I want to point the website out on this day because this was about the time that we hit a $350 million value on CoinMarketCap. That day, that time, that price with that website. And I look at that and go, really? That's pretty impressive. Now, that number is really important. We're going to come back to it in a few minutes. But that's what the website was. That's what it looked like back when we were a third of $1 billion project. This website. Okay. That's the website then, and this is the website now. And we're just going to do a lightning round of going through it, but obviously you can see that it is night and day better and different from where it was before. Why did this happen? Well, I had some extra time on my hands. I had a little bit of, time to focus, fewer distractions. And so like I said, it's hard to see the silver lining of the things that we've gone through, but this is the silver lining. So websites improved. Most important of all, we've got, the white paper. Every official crypto project out there on planet Earth has a white paper. We've got ours. It's linked in IPFS. It looks suspiciously a lot like the Satoshi white paper that everybody tries to model. But we've got it. We've got that page on our website now. So when people go and they look for the details about the project, it's right there. Foundation, link number 1. We also have these other pages that take you through kind of our basic value proposition. Why TexitCoin? Well, mining return to the people, when our network increases in its utility and use and people have to go out there to get TexitCoin to use the network, well, that means that the miners are going to win. We have optimized our network so that people can use it and spend it. The value is driven by the community, not by the banks. The banks don't have a big invitation for a large seat at our table. And we've got some leadership that's helping steer this thing back to where Bitcoin was supposed to go 10, 15 years ago. Every one of these links works. And it gives you a full page of all of the information that you could want to learn to see what the value proposition is. We also now finally have a page on the website for the mine. Oh, you guys are building a mine? Well, tell us about this mine. Where are these mines? We need more pictures on this page, but it tells the story about why our mine is different. We use immersion cooling. We're not pissing off the neighbors. We got links to our vendors on here. And so we've got a huge improvement in terms of the quality of the content. We've got a whole page on here for our legal updates. Now I got to pause here on this page for just a moment because this is an important page. It's showcasing you what we're going through real time with the legal stuff, step by step, event by event, all of it's right here. And we're also linking, and I tried to show you guys this last time, but we're also linking in IPFS original documents. And that's important because, look, we got to where we are today through this commitment to brutal transparency. We'll call it brutal transparency. And I call it brutal transparency because we get lots of complaints about it from time to time. We get people saying, yo, bro, are you seriously going to put all of our commission payments on there? Well, I'm not putting your name. I'm putting how much that affiliate spot get. Well, we're going to do a class action lawsuit. Guys, we got here through transparency. We got here through brutal transparency. I asked you to take a risk and I told you I was going to share a lot of information with you. I gave you more than you've ever gotten before. You're about ready to go into overload now. But I want to show you how, kind of the behind the scenes thing of how all this is happening, because we got a complaint about our transparency strategy. I just received it a minute ago. The latest update on the website is from the TSSB. We got their witness list. We received it and we said, well, we don't know who these people are. Let's not put anyone's name on there. So if you click on that, you can see that we have redacted the names of the witnesses. Well, the TSSB is not real happy with this brutal transparency strategy of ours. I'm like, it's public record. It's a public proceeding. It's not under any kind of gag order. Like, it's public record. We have an index of all the events that are taking place in this case. It's going on the website. They've asked us to take it down. And so I am not real eager to comply, but there's some stuff brewing that makes me a little bit more willing. I'm not prepared to tell you about that stuff yet. Let's give it a little bit of time. But we've got some stuff brewing. Because of the stuff that's brewing, I'm willing to play a little nicer with this. But I'm going to make a compelling and annoying spectacle out of it that they're not going to like. Where did my website go? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So this is how it works, guys. This is what I've been bragging about. I learned about this from Corey. I told you about it. And this is the AI thing that's allowing us to do all this really great stuff. And you just talk to it. Hey, so our friends at TSSB are being a bunch of babies, and they are asking, aka demanding, that we remove the link to the redacted PDF of witnesses that we posted the other day. So let's come up with a fun way to kind of comply. Let's do a strike through on the link words, remove the link to IPFS itself, and then put some sort of funny starburst or call out next to the dead link that says, I don't know, something like, I don't know, no idea. Have some fun with it. So that's what you do. That's how it works with AI. You put in something like that, you go over to the legal page, and you watch what kind of crazy idea it comes up with. And we'll do it here real time. Anyway, I don't know why they want this. I redacted it. Doesn't even have anyone's names on there. Look, I do understand and respect people's, rights to privacy. But this is kind of funny because, I still don't think that the regulators understand that we only got to where we are today by being upfront and like really clear about this project, our goals, our challenges, the risks, the potential rewards. Like, that's how we got here. I'm just a guy, lived on a dirt road. I had an idea. I asked people to come for a journey with me, throw some cash in if they liked it. And it worked. And it worked. And man, like, remember that scene in Casino, the movie towards the end, where like, I don't know if it was De Niro or Pesci was saying something like, yeah, that was the last time they let a bunch of like just regular guys have a whole bunch of money and run stuff in Vegas. But I kind of feel like that. It's like we were a bunch of nobodies out of nowhere that did this incredible thing. And we're far from done. We're far from done. In fact, we're really just getting started. And I'll show you why in a few minutes. But we got here through being just open, honest, and transparent. Risk and trust is what got us to where we are today. And so we're going to give AI here a few minutes. While it's doing its thing, we'll move on and I'll keep running through the rest of this stuff. Couple other pages. So like I said, we've got the full legal breakdown, everything that we've done. The only thing that I have to do here still is update this number and have this number link live to actually the real-time expenditures. Maybe we can do that while we're here on the call. Live Zoom updates. All these Zoom calls used to be buried in the past behind, a login, and now all of a sudden we've got every call. Here's that full call with the SEC, the full call where we're talking about the SEC update. You click on that, you get the full video, you get the AI summary with key takeaways, and then all of a sudden there's the full transcript, every word. This is really important because it gives the bots and the crawling tools the ability to search all that stuff. But you come to the site, you click on play, and there it is, real time. Amazing stuff. Let's see. All set. The TSSB witness list link on legal now has a strike through, view the redacted witness list, no actual link text, and a cheeky little amber badge saying TSSB said no. What does it look like? Okay, hold on. Mere moments left if you want to see it. We're just going to let go and let AI and publish this thing because I'm sure our friends are eager to see this link redacted sooner rather than later. But that's how it works, guys. That's why it's so easy now. I go in there and I say, hey, we got a new update. Can you put this new update on the website? Done. Hey, on the blog, we need a quick article about us ending our relationship with DexTrade. Here are the notes. And here's what it does. You go to Discover, you go to Blog. It adds in this article right there at the top of the page. Comes up with a summary for it. Says all kinds of nice and important things. And it's done. I mean, it doesn't require a team. It doesn't require, anything whatsoever, just me typing a couple sentences. I've even got set up now to the point where I can send it a message in Telegram and it'll build this stuff out for me. That's what I was doing the other day where I said, hey, let's get this stuff driven by the database so that I don't have to republish the website. All right, let's go to the legal page and see what it came up with. Here we go. TSSB said no. And there it is. Good job, AI. Anyway, you get the idea, right? This is what I've been messing with over here for my little floating office for the last couple months. I'm just getting stuff done, and the quality is great, and it's been a lot of fun, and there's so much more. So let's keep going. Okay, so that's our tools, the tools that we use to make updates to this stuff. Very cool. Links on everything, latest news and updates, like I said a moment ago, security incident, MTXC delisting, real-time information. Now it's not, oh, there was a blog post on here 18 months ago. Yeah, that project looks dead. But here's one of the most important pages of all. We build a network. I've been saying we're building a network. We're building a mine. We call it a mine. The mine does its energy burn thing, but what we're building at the core is a network. We're building a network that's open and public. Anybody can use it. We build a public network. Well, what would you like to do with the public network? Video game, streaming service, AI, social media platform? What do you want to build? We've got a public network and it's free to use. It's very, very, very cheap. Very inexpensive to use our public network, but you got to come up with ideas. Well, we've got a long list of ideas on what we're going to build on our public network. Get back to our screen sharing, share the screen. So people say, well, how do I build on this public network of yours? Well, I don't know. We don't actually know. We'd like you to believe that this thing is real and true, and we brag about this blunt, transparency strategy of ours, and yet we can't tell you how to actually build on our network. One of the most basic functions of our whole deal, we don't actually know how to instruct you to do it. Well, that's gone now as well. Thanks to AI, thanks to the developers getting themselves fired, we now have a full page here called Build. Bitcoin's jammed up, expensive, slow to confirm. TexitCoin is new, accessible, and cheap. Increased utility benefits individuals, not banks. That's our whole value proposition right there. Increased utility benefits individuals, not banks. Guys, if you need to understand our whole purpose in one little 5-word nutshell, increased utility benefits individuals, not banks. 6-word nutshell. It's right there. Build on us. Individuals win. Just like Bitcoin was supposed to do before ASICs showed up and the whole thing got slurped up by banks and institutions. That's the value proposition right there in 6-word nutshell. Build on a network, that benefits individuals, not banks. Everything that you need to build lives on this page, okay? Number one, we're now 100% open source. If you click on the GitHub link, you can go over, you can find all of our code, and you can see the full 2-year commit history so that you know who changed what, when, all the way back to day one. We've got the ability to spin up a brand new node. You want to run a node, go to the spinner. Go to the node spinner upper. We're really good at coming up with names for things over here. The node spinner upper is ready to help you set up your own seat at the table. Fully turnkey, copy and paste, and it's done. Somebody just sent me a message the other day saying it worked flawlessly, man. I really appreciate it. All of the tools that you need to build on our network. Why are those tools not loading? Hold on. It's not good. I made some big changes in the last couple days. See if we can fix whatever bug I created here. Hey, take a look at the build page. The chain data is off. I updated the mem pool to a new mem pool .texitcoin.org, and you may need to fix that. Sorry. Okay. So we'll fix that chain data. All the tools that you need, 3 layers, 1 network, right here. All the instructions on how to do it are there in black and white. Very important stuff, guys, because not only are we building on this network, but we want other people to build on the network as well. But that's what we've done. We've built a network, and the network works. We've made some improvements on other things as well. Here's our old Block Explorer. Here's the new Block Explorer going live in the next couple of days. We haven't pushed it live yet, but there it is. Here's what our old mempool looks like. Here's what the new mempool looks like. We're rebuilding every single thing that the previous developers touched, one by one by one. It's time consuming, but it has to be done, and we might as well improve drastically along the way. We had an old token website. Here's the new token website. All the tokens listed there. The biggest improvement of all by far, and this is really huge because this is when we went from like our network kind of coughing and sputtering and barely being able to create blocks and going from 100,000 coins a day to 95 to 90 to 85,000 to 75,000. Very unreliable. That was fixed when we went live with our new mining pool and the ability to merge mine Litecoin, Doge, Iskander, TexitCoin, and Zero Chill. We got 5 coin merge mining going right now at this very moment. And you can see the statistics real time. Guys, go to pool.texitcoin.org. This just went live a couple months ago, and you can see how we're doing. In the last 30 days, we've mined 91 Dogecoin blocks. You can click on Dogecoin. You can click on the block hash. Maybe you can't click on it, but you can search this in the Dogecoin Explorer, and you can see how it ends up in my wallet, our wallet, the wallet that we use to pay our electric bill. Now, Doge has taken a dump over the last couple of weeks. We were at 10 cents for Doge. Now we're at 7. Doge is down 30% in just the last few days. But that's how it is in crypto. And you can see the balance in this wallet. And you can see all of the Dogecoin rewards as they match up one by one with the mining rewards. What did TexitCoin website? Swip to the new paths, push that live. Thank you very much. Let's see if the build page has improved. But this is a really important thing, guys. We now have a working network. We're now merge mining Litecoin and Doge. Do the math, figure out how much money we got. There's 10,000 Dogecoin per block. We got 91 of them in the last 30 days. 36 Litecoin blocks. There's 6.25 Litecoin in a block. What are they worth today? I don't know. Let's take a quick look. Litecoin is number 24 at 40 bucks. So Doge is easy. So $40 times 6.25 times 36 blocks in the last month. We got $9,000 of Litecoin, and you can do the same thing there. You can look at our wallet. And we got 91, so 9,000. and then 91 times 7 cents times 10,000. We got 63,700 plus 9,000. And so in just the last 30 days, we brought in $72,700 of mining rewards, in addition to the zero chill TexitCoin and Iskander that we mined. Huge result, huge improvement. We now have a real network, and that network pays for itself. That was the whole goal. We get our TexitCoin and our Iskander for free, and we're taking their blocks. We're taking their blocks to use up spare electricity in Texas, to put Texas people to work to make this network happen, and it works. And it's working right now. We did it. And you can see those blocks as they appear in Litecoin and Dogecoin on that those block explorers. Let's go back and check to see if our TexitCoin, there we go. We got the chain data back. And that's how easy it is to do this stuff, guys. That's how fast we can fix it. A couple other things real quick. Our swap site's improved. Very easy now to do a quick swap. If you want to pick up some TXC or ISK, go in there, pick the network that you're sending from, choose your amount, get the payment address. It works. It's flawless, and I love it. Couple big things here on the mining side. If you haven't tuned in and you don't know what Iskander is, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it now. This is the continuation of our engine. This is our engine that's been driving our success for those last 117 weeks. It's now run through a decentralized, unincorporated, nonprofit association, an actual structure, a real thing, not just, well, we don't really know what we are. But this is how we're continuing to grow. It's me putting my money where my mouth is, giving up the profit that I get from it in order for the community to be owners of this future success. That's IDMC. But let's spend a moment talking about MTXC, because you guys are going to have an absolute field day with this. Man, I'm really excited about this. We talked about brutal transparency. Well, look, we've got more information here than we've ever had before. A couple more statistics are coming out. How many people actually referred at least one person? How many people actually received at least one commission in hash or cash? You know, we've got all of the rewards. This thing kicks off in an hour and 17 minutes, but you can see all the reward runs for the previous days. So how much did we pay out yesterday in coins? 119,634. Well, where did they go? Well, here are all the output. Well, how much did each individual person get? Go look it up. You can search for it by miner ID. If you don't want your miner ID out there, go change your miner ID to something more obscure. But it's all right here in black and white and in light and dark. Some people like the dark theme. I don't know. I prefer the light theme. I mean, I'm just old. But this is it. This is the most transparent it's ever been. And I'm about ready to show you what's going to be really exciting. If you click on proof, please, please, please remember that the data is incoming. We're going through every record, improving the quality of all the information. And it's not all there yet. So take it easy on us as you go through, oh man, and have a field day with our spending. Now, you've seen a chart like this before. You've seen kind of a little bit of a breakdown, but you never saw this. And so if you want to have some fun, go over here and click on our overhead and administrative category. Finally tune it down to our legal expenses and see exactly how much has been spent on our exciting legal strategy so far. 250, 348, 250, 300, 125, 55, 65. It's right there, guys. It's right there. You want to see the transaction confirmation for that payment? It's right there. And so you have access now to information that you've never seen before and only ever imagined. And there's more coming. But look how we've broken this stuff down. Here's our mining category. Well, show me how much you spent on ASICs. Show me how much you spent on expenses, how much on freight. I mean, we talked about hundreds of thousands of dollars being spent just on shipping this stuff. There it is. What about setup costs, land and leases, facility costs, electricity costs? Just so you know, we're banking our electricity costs ongoing in this cost of goods sold section, because now that all the setup stuff is kind of, out of the way, we want to keep the setup stuff compartmentalized and keep our ongoing electricity costs in our cost of goods sold because that's what we're doing. We're mining these coins. That's our revenue. And then we have cost of goods against that revenue, which is, freight related to shipping products out, electricity costs, payment processing costs. So those are our COGS. Then we get our gross profit. And so you're going to see like real deal financial statements coming out of this thing in the very near future. Promotion, mining costs, exchange and trading costs. Look how much we've spent on market makers. This was really eye-opening for me. Holy crap, $311,000 for market makers. Look, guys, go easy on this stuff. Okay, it's not all there yet. There's a lot more that's coming. So don't try not to be too quick to judge because remember how big the numbers were. You spent $300,000 on market makers? Yeah, we did. You spent 500 and something $1,000 on that event you did in Token 2049? Yeah, we did. We did. And we're going to have to own all that stuff. You lost $1.49 million on hacks, fails, and bad debt? Yeah, but remember, we brought in $147 million. So if you say 1.4 million in losses and bad debt against 147 million in revenue, it's only 1%. It's a small amount. Now, nobody wants to lose $1 million, $1.5 million. How many people on this call right now could just like kind of shrug and go, meh, it's $1 million, $1.5 million. Oh well. Million on legal fees. Oh well. So I know that it feels really, really, really wild, but just remember, we brought in an amazing, amazing amount of money. Regulators want to know where it all went. You do too. And I want you to have all that information. Now, not all gone. This is the best part of our news for this conversation, but the point that I want to make here is that we've got a new column or a new category for retained earnings. And so far, I ain't done yet. We got $6.5 million sitting here in retained earnings. What is the majority of this? Property, 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 property. These are security deposits for electricity. So that's our money as well. $197,000 in security deposits. There's a lot more that's out there. I just haven't entered them in yet. Remember, we took all this information, which was like category, category, category. Now we're getting transaction records and we're getting receipts and proof. I mean, you can go in and you can say, well, show me all the imagery related to this property that you're saying you've got. Show me the records and receipts. Let me click on these things and try to load them. There you go. There's the floor plan of Unit 7 at 316 El Dorado Parkway. Here's a wire transfer receipt of paying for that. Here is the purchaser statement. We bought this stuff. Everything I told you in the beginning was going to go in my name and my wife's name, according to Texas law. Saddlebrook Investments is the seller. We paid $525,000 for this building. And all of the proof. You want to go through the laundry? Here it is, guys. Go easy on us, okay? We grew really fast. We made some mistakes. We learned a lot. We did that together. When I got to the point where I had so much money sitting around that I was scared, that I was fearful for being responsible to protect this, I came back to you and I said, what do I do? Buy property? We've already bought Bitcoin. We've already bought like Ethereum. Those are down 50%. 50% is what those things are down. We made the decision together to put money into property. We bought commercial, residential real estate. We bought any good deal that we could get our hands on. And if you want to judge, go ahead and judge. But it's sitting here. It's in black and white. You can go through the documents. You can click on every one of these links and you can see it, how it played out, what it was like, real time. Every single one of them linked in the interplanetary file system forever and ever and ever. There's the commercial lease agreement for the building that we ended up purchasing after all. There's the payment receipts. There's another payment receipt, another amount. How much is on this one? 200,000 on that one. There's the building that we occupy in McKinney. There's another payment receipt, 400,000. So we chipped away at the $2.2 million that we spent to acquire this building, $1.1 million on this one. Guys, full transparency. All right. Some of you are going to complain and go, what is Bobby doing now? Isn't there anybody watching over this maniac to prevent him from putting receipts out there on the internet? We got here through being transparent. I told you that more information was coming. More information is now here. Is it all the information? No. Would I like you to take a deep breath before you start going through it? Yes, please, please do. Because I need you to be fair in your evaluation of the crazy time that we went through together. Now, there's a lot more coming to the retained earnings category. All right. You'll see it improve over the next couple of days, but I'll give you a number today. We got about $15 million on standby in not perfectly easy places to get to. We got to sell some properties in order to get to it. But that's about what we have right now in our firepower war chest. It's an important number. We're going to come back and talk about it more in a couple of days once we have some more clarity on this legal stuff. But I want to share that number with you for two reasons. Number one, it's out there. You're going to find it on your own. People are going to talk about it anyway. And number two, guys, take a moment. We started this thing 2.5 years ago. We got really big. It got really exciting. We went through the spotlight. We got the cease and desist. We got the regulatory scrutiny. We got ourselves in the spotlight. We paid millions of dollars in legal fees. We've paid millions of dollars in, things that didn't work out because of some of the things we're going through. We're getting through it together. We've improved the quality of every single thing in our world. And we got at least 15 million bucks in hand, ready to take us to the CMC Top 100. We've spent very little in actual promotion and marketing. You can look at these 8.5 million that we've spent so far. A lot of it was events. A lot of it was, where'd it go? A lot of it was for out-of-home advertising, events, paid ads, travel, car wraps, influencers. You can see all that stuff here. Now, didn't Bobby say that there was a no influencer policy? Yeah, this is Ron Paul, not an influencer. You can see it all. You can go through it all right here, guys. It's pretty cool how much information you now have access to. But please go easy on us, okay? Give us a couple more days to get more information in there. Give us a couple more days to improve the quality of the information that's in there now. But when the dust settles, you'll see about 15 million sitting there in the war chest that's on standby for us to continue doing our work, winning, and taking ourselves into the future. That's the proof page. Enjoy it. Have some fun with it. Remember, the migration is in progress. Okay, remember that, number one. And number two, go easy on us. Go easy on us because we're doing kind of this revolutionary thing, this full transparency thing. It's unheard of. It's going to be a double-edged sword. You're going to have access to a lot of stuff, and you're going to want to question every single. Why did Bobby spend $17 on Taco Bell? Was that really a legitimate business expense? I made decisions that I always thought was in the best interest of our community and our success. That's it. I might have to say that someday on a stand in a court of law somewhere. That's always what we did, and we're sharing it all with you. Because if we're going to win, we're going to do it by being honest and upfront. Did we make all good decisions? 100%? No. We made some mistakes, and you can see those mistakes in the hacks, fails, and bad debt category. There's a lot more coming there too. But radical transparency, brutal radical transparency is how we got to where we are now. And it's going to be the thing that continues to take us into the future. So enjoy it. Have some fun with it. But that's not where this story ends today, because the story continues with forward motion. Now, I just showed you all the things that we did to improve, to take our terrible website from its early stages and show you across the board how we are better. If you look at that stuff and you don't walk away going, yeah, they've come a long way, then you're not looking. I don't know what to say about it. I don't want to say something offensive, but seriously, guys, be fair with your evaluation of our transparency strategy and be fair with your evaluation of our results from just the last 4 months. We've had a little bit of quiet time. It's been very, very beneficial for us, not just in improving, but in moving forward. And let's talk about the forward motion. StreamTXC, we talked about before. This is a video storage and stamping service that allows you to stream. It's industry leading in its technology. It's spectacular. This is a really big thing. And this kind of is going to really, let's come back to this one later. Let's come back to that one later. CryptoU, a whole education platform. This is a really big deal because we've been going out, we've been doing these, West Coast, East Coast tours, getting in front of our community. People start out a little angry at first. What's going on? By the end of the hour, we've got people saying, I'm in. Thank you so much. So happy the courage to come out here and share the story with me. Let me know what I wasn't paying attention to. But there was a question the other night about how many people have sold some TXC? Almost no hands. How many people have taken your coin out of its original packaging? Not many hands. What? Guys, there are a lot of people that made money on this deal. Those are the guys that took their coin out of the package and watched the videos and learned how to link it to the app and transfer it to an exchange and sell a couple handfuls of these things. That's such an important part of this process because if you don't know what to do, you're not going to talk about it with anybody else. And if you don't win with it, you're not going to talk about it with anybody else. But if you take your coin out, you peel the sticker off, you scan the thing, you send it over, you sell some, you've got a profit, it's real. Convince yourself that it's not a scam. It had a positive benefit on your life. I told everybody to do that. Buy yourself a cup of coffee. Unless and until you know for sure that it's real and it works, you're going to be unlikely to share our story with anybody else. And so we're talking about going back to the basics. We're talking about how to set up a wallet, how to move this thing. Most people didn't tune in. Now we've got unbelievably high quality video content being produced day in and day out, and we're publishing it on StreamTXC and on CryptoU. We've got such an amazing high quality set of videos now to take you through the whole thing. Because if you're not able to participate, we failed you. We told you from day one, we'd take your hand and we would guide you through this exciting Wild West frontier of the future of money. If you didn't grab our hand and go, you didn't learn. It's our fault. Didn't have these resources back then, and it's your fault because you tuned out. You had more important things to do. It's okay. But go easy on judging us if you didn't put in the time and effort to learn these things. We've been getting together on these calls for 117 weeks. If you didn't tune in, if you didn't put the work in to figure out how to take the output, the commodity output of the mine every day, the pro rata share that you get out of the mine every single day, day in and day out, if you didn't take the time to figure out how to turn that into a profit and a positive benefit for you, then that is on you. Because we're here, we're doing it. We get together, we produce videos, we make web content, we do screen shares, we do all of that stuff. Now, I got to make it easier for you to find. Done. We got to make higher quality stuff. Done. But together, we're supposed to be doing this. We're supposed to be taking this journey together. We do our part and you do your part. And together, we win or we struggle or we lose. I think we're going to win. Why? Because we're better today than we were 4 months ago. We've got resources to put to our use, and we've got projects now on standby. Downtown Digital, we're not going to get into these. Fair Money, not going to get into these. Zero Chill, whole gaming and play to earn platform coming together. All right, so let's get into this blockchain mint thing. We're going to wrap up the call in a few minutes with this, and I'm not going to give you a lot. But for many, many years, I haven't had an online store working because our credit card processing was eliminated. Great. So we haven't had a working online store in a very long time. I tried to set up our store and link it in with crypto payment gateways through Shopify, but guess what? Those accounts got closed as well. What? How did you close my crypto account? Isn't that supposed to be the whole reason why we're here? Well, the whole industry went in this gigantic circle and we're right back to where we started. Decentralized means nobody can shut you off. Permissionless means that no one's going to turn your account off and freeze your funds. Banks, institutions, brokerage, centralized exchanges, they're all permissioned. Set up an account, do the KYC, put in your password. Oh, we don't like what you're doing, shut you down. I get $50,000 right now stuck on Kraken. I thought those were supposed to be the good guys. I just watched some videos from the guy that is the founder and CEO of Strike. If you've heard of Strike, we had to get a Strike account set up. I'd never heard of it. In order to link in with payment for the mining, daily payment reconciliation for the mining is done through Strike. Man, that's cool. Account closed. I watched this guy talk on video about decentralization and this, and I'm like, bro, you closed my account. What's the deal? Whose side are you on? Okay. They've got rules that they've got to follow as well, but that's what's wrong with crypto. Crypto's gone in this big circle. We're right back to where we started, where your exchange funds are getting frozen, your account's getting closed, and you go, well, so much for that idea. And so I've been meaning to get around to this and set up two things. One, my own online store. Now, we used Shopify for years, and I pay $500 a month for a Shopify store. I built this in a day. I said, go out there, learn everything you can about how to make a good store, and build me something. Done, done, done. Now, this is the store. Probably pretty easy. But I also had to go through and build a payment gateway to process the transactions that I want to run through the store. Why? Because I don't want to use BitPay. Because Coinbase already closed my account. So I need to make my own payment gateway. No problem. AI and I have got a cup of coffee in hand, and we're ready to get the work done. A day or two later, I developed Nectar Pay. I want you to remember this name because it's going to be a very big deal for us in the very near future. Nectar-pay.com. I'm not going to get into all the details tonight. We're already been here for an hour. No keys and no fees. Nothing could be sweeter than keeping all of your money. This is a really big deal for a lot of reasons. Number one, we have been going down this path for the fairs and festivals, for the downtown digital, and we hit a brick wall with money service business license. If you're holding other people's money, you got to have a money service business license. That's the rule. 49 out of 50 states, that's a requirement. Okay, we're working on that. In the meantime, what if we're not holding on to people's money? What if we just are the software provider that gives them the code that they need in order to process their own transactions and link it in with their own wallet? No money service business license required. Number one. Number two, we are using this platform now to link in with the same terminals that we were planning to use with Downtown Digital and Fair Money. But because we don't need a money service business license, we now have the ability to roll out this payment gateway instantaneously everywhere. And so we don't have to wait for the Downtown Digital Marketing Initiative to come together. We don't have to wait for Fair Money. We can start benefiting and getting TXC accepted on countertops all over the world right away. I'm going to need your help on this. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I need yet or what the deal is just yet because we're still working on it. But this platform is big. It's very big, and I'm very excited about it. And of course, there's a manifesto page on here. You can read our manifesto. But this is a really great little thing that I put together simply to make it possible to launch our online store. And so there's a lot that goes into this. It's not ready for prime time yet. So please don't start. I mean, you could start using it yet, but it's not quite easy at the moment. We're building a wallet to go along with it called the Beekeeper Wallet. This is really fun as well because it exclusively works with a cold storage coin. You need a copper cold storage coin in order for this to work. And so This is still a work in progress, but when it is done, this will be a flagship for us. Okay, why does all this matter? All this matters because of a couple different questions. Question number one, are we doing something important and valuable for the world and or for the crypto industry? I think the answer is yes. I wouldn't have started this project if I didn't think that it was big and important for the world. So I'm doing it. I'm on a mission. Question number two, does mainstream crypto also agree, or would they agree, that what we're doing is important for the world or for the cryptocurrency industry? I think the answer is yes. But we're not sure yet because mainstream crypto has a real funny tendency of moving on to the next shiny object. Oh, it's AI, it's Web3, it's this, that, the other thing. Okay. Does mainstream crypto agree that what we're doing is important? And here's question number three. Do our friends over at Luna PR have the ability to convince crypto to agree that what we're doing is good and it's real and it's important? These guys are number one in the crypto space for PR and marketing. We have prepaid them for their services. We did that back in February. We've sponsored their events. We were the headline sponsor at the Crypto Polo Cup that went down just a month and a half ago in Miami. Our team out, had the RV there. There's the recap. There's our TexitCoin shirts on the people that won. Where's baby Benjamin? I hope he's in here somewhere. Got the supercars out there. That's incidentally not our supercar. We don't have any Ferraris. Luna PR is number one in this space, and we've prepaid them, and we've froze the relationship. Why? Because we got started at a really bad time. We signed the contract with them in February, and about 5 minutes after we signed the contract, the whole project changed from engage the crypto community and tell them our story and get them to like us, which they knew was going to be really hard because aren't you kind of an MLM? No, not really. But 5 minutes after we started, we get hit with a cease and desist. Oh, crap. And our project went from promotion and engagement and storytelling and key, what do they call it? KOL establishment to damage control, reputation management, and the whole thing that goes along with the regulatory action we got smacked with. That was tough. So we burnt half or more of our first 3-month package with them. It's $150,000. You'll see it soon. We're on the proof. Maybe it's already there. We spent the first half of our time with them just on damage control. What a waste. What a waste. Then they're in Dubai. I don't know if you remember what happened at the end of February in Dubai, but World War III broke out. They shut their office down. Their office team scattered. They had explosions in their parking lot. Nikita showed me videos the other day that she's not even allowed to share. Oh my gosh. Whoa. They're in the middle of a war zone. Their team's basically offline. Hey, Bobby, we're not at the office. Do you want to travel and meet us in France for the Ethereum event? We'll do some big parties and promotion stuff. Sure, let me book a ticket. Oh, it's $20,000 for me to fly. I'd like to go, but I ain't putting 20 grand. I can't fly through Dubai. Those airports are closed, offline. The war is on, it's off, it's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. What the heck is going on in our world today? I can't plan for a bright future with this kind of shenaniganizing. So our relationship was really, really, really terribly negatively affected because of things that happen in our world and things that happen in the world. And so we got off to a really great, terrible start. Terrible. So I said, let's pause. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're just getting started. We're just getting traction. I know, guys, but I spent a lot of money on our relationship. The world's in flux. There's terrible stuff going on. We're dealing with some real uncertainty. We need some time. Let's pause. Can I pause? Can I pause this thing for a little while? Yes. Go ahead and pause. Great. Thank you. There's a video of the recap from the event for us over on StreamTXC. StreamTXC. Couple items down. There it is. TexitCoin and Luna PR at the Crypto Polo Cup. Watch that when you get a chance because they did a really great job. They crush it when it comes to events. I had a meeting with them yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Nikita came to Singapore. The whole world is gearing up for Singapore. Okay. I'm in Singapore. Singapore is the safest place on planet Earth. It's the richest city on planet Earth. The biggest event in the crypto space is Token 2049. They do 2 events. They do Dubai, canceled. We rented a giant yacht to go in the marina. We had a yacht party scheduled, prepaid, put a big deposit down. Oops. World War III. Okay. Singapore is now where all of the Token 2049 excitement is landing. I happen to be in Singapore. Kita came to Singapore. We sat down. We had lunch the other day. And we talked about our transgressions. Look, we've got some fault. You've got some fault. The world fell apart. Our world fell apart. Can we come up with a plan to put the past behind us, water under the bridge, and move forward? We've got a story we want to tell to crypto. Does crypto want to hear our story? And can you tell our story to crypto? Yes. Okay. I need you to give me a demonstration of good faith. What do you want? I want you, Luna PR, to put your top guy here in our office in Singapore for the next 3 months, July, August, September. Put him here full-time, working directly with your entire team to tell our story to crypto. We've got a great story. We're producing really great stuff. Our team is making giant advancements every single day. Nobody knows. Haven't done anything on social media. We went dark, quiet. We need some time. Got the time we need. And now it's time to go. So their top guy from Luna lands here in Singapore the next week or two, getting a condo set up for him, a little temporary space. He's working out of our office. He's got a couple events we're going to go to in the region. But their top guy, show you what he looks like. He's a great guy. Really like him. I call him H now. But H is coming here. This is H right there in the middle. That is not H. Where's the event recap pictures? Our events. H is coming here. He's embedding himself in our office for the next 3 months. That's what we've prepaid for. We've prepaid for 3 months. That's H. And he's going to come here and he's going to work directly with me and directly with his team to get us onto the crypto top 100 on CoinMarketCap just in time for Token. Remember, Token last year was when we hit $1/3 billion value. $350 million value was what we hit last June. Well, check this out. The industry has contracted by about half since then. We are in extreme fear. Crypto season right now. Not us. Not TexitCoin. What do we have to be afraid of? We've already met the dragons. We've already paid the legal bills. We got a pretty substantial war chest. When a company comes out in this space, they raise $1 million or two. 90% of it goes into overhead. They get this much left over for promotion and marketing. We've got a team, a core team. We've got a great community. Now, we had 50,000 of you. Today, there are probably 500 of you that are really engaged in this project, maybe 750, more than everybody else has. And they're brand new. We got a war chest. We got 2.5 years of history and photos and media and results. We got a website. We've got tools. We got a platform. We got a working network. We've got the #1 PR team in the entire crypto space now on contract in our office. And you tell me that with all of that stuff and our can-do attitude, number 100 on the CoinMarketCap has a $260 million market value. We were $296 million market value. We were already past there last year. Big difference now. TexitCoin is being tracked as a verified listing on CoinMarketCap. Even if we were at 350 million, we were still on page 3,000 last time with all the other pink sheet stuff. That's gone now. Luna fixed that for us. We've got a war chest. Everything in our world is better. Our network works. We're building powerful tools. We've got a great story. I haven't even showed you the important stuff. The important stuff I'm keeping quiet. I told you I was going to hold some things a little closer to the vest. We've got a plan, and the goal is established. Top 100 by token 2049. We have everything we need to pull it off, guys. Now, it's not as glamorous as it was before because we don't have to hit $1 billion to get to the top 100. Today, we only need to be at like $5 to be a top 100 coin. Well, I was looking for 16. Yeah, I'm looking for 1,000. That's my goal. I'm not getting to 5 or 16 or 80 or 800 and resting. 1,000's my goal. I'm a multi-billionaire at 1,000. But we got to take our steps, baby steps to get there. And if we're verified and we can get ourselves onto the top 100, those 50,000 people that have kind of drifted off are going to go, wait, what did you say? Wait a minute, hold on. We're a top 100 coin now? Well, let's go. And that's what we're looking forward to, because I know and you know that we're all waiting for the price to start going that way. I want it. You want it. It's going to happen. We have too much going for us. The war chest, say what you want about the transparency, say what you want about the strategy of keeping our money safe. I got $4 million locked up in a bank account. We can't get to it. Lawyers are working on it. That's going to show up on our retained earnings as well. We've got the properties, we've got the supercars, still have it all. Somebody crashed the Porsche 911 GTS. We paid $200,000 for it. We're getting a check for $201,000 from the insurance company. What a win. Have all the cars held their value the same way? No, but they've all done better than Bitcoin has done. They've all done better than Ethereum's done. We got to stop for a minute, guys, and give ourselves a little bit of a pat on our back, because to get through all this stuff and to have 15 million on standby to fire into this challenge, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So stop and ask yourself if you have the same level of conviction, the same feeling of inevitability. If you don't, it's okay. I know you're watching that price. It's okay. But that's where I operate from every day when I go to my desk. I sit down and I go, man, what can I do today to increase the likelihood of our success even more? I want you to ask yourself that same question. What can you do today? Can you say a prayer for us? Can you wish us the best? Can you tune into a call? Can you watch a video? Can you jump into AI and create something powerful? Can you take your coin out of the package? What can you do today to contribute to the likelihood of our success? I'm doing my part. I need you guys to do your part. I think we have a pretty bright future. A little dicey there for a minute, but I'm excited, and I hope that you can take a moment and share that excitement with me. All right, let's go to some questions. Thursday night, I do as many as I can. We're not staying here till 4 in the morning. Switch to decentralized link, definite, convicted, assured, positive, persuaded, undaunted. immensely confident, inevitable. You mentioned earlier about getting funds off Dextrade. So what exchange would you recommend us using? Look, guys, that's a tough question right now because centralized exchanges are really, really, really miserable place to be with this KYC stuff. Um, Bitmart is my go-to, but it's not available to Americans. We're not on Bitmart US yet. They asked for 300,000 bucks to get on a Bitmart US. I think that that's probably a good idea. I would probably ask you guys if you thought that was a good idea. Um, but it's expensive, and I don't think we're ready for it just yet. I'm going to put together some DEX tools so that you can trade on DEXs. We avoided that in the beginning because that's what all the other shady little guys do before they have the money to get on the big exchanges. I've heard that Pionex has been a good exchange for some people. But where's the floating office? Floating office is in Singapore at the 115 Marina. Come say hi if you're in town. Montenegro would be a great currency partner. The country is ready and willing. What can I do to facilitate? Send me an email, bobby@blockchainmint.com, or send me a message on Telegram, Reardon Metals. Make sure you get the real Bobby. Andrew says, any way to do ISK TXA trade pair? Yeah, that's a good idea too. Let me work on some of that swap stuff because we want it to be easy. I don't want it to be, instantaneous. I want you to do some work to monetize your TXC. That's a really big thing for us on the legal stuff. But I also want to be able to take our product out to other markets. So let's work through it. Also, any way to swap, we don't need to mess with an exchange. Yeah, give us some time. Hi, Bobby. Can we have access to every link on the Texas ecosystem from the Texas website? I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm not sure what that means. Joe, what's up, Joe? Any updates on getting the money handling licenses? And if not, when is that expected? Talk to Paige. Paige is working on that. She's got a great consultant that's helping. You mentioned transparency and being transparent. How come comments are turned off on the YouTube videos? I don't have a YouTube channel. It's not my channel. I don't control that stuff. I thought we weren't able to buy or sell in Texas. I'm not sure what you're talking about. We have a cease and desist in Texas that says that we're not allowed to offer securities. Go onto the legal page, read exactly what it is that I, Blockchain Mint, TexitCoin, and Mine TXC can and can't do. Do most Rangers have the same knowledge base that is in the whole program of CryptoU? I'm asking so if I know enough to talk to a large business, then I could get them in touch with a Ranger. Rangers are pretty good. Pretty good. We still have some Rangers that are not great on the knowledge side, but let's get it all into CryptoU, and that way you can go direct to the quality source. Is there a person in McKinney? Yeah, talk to Tim. Talk to Eddie's out of the office. We've got plenty of people over there that could help with some education and training. Wow, what an update, says Joe. Yes, will or can Luna help get CMC to correct our info? Yeah, 75,000 bucks to do that. Why? Because they need to verify the whole chain. Right now, they've verified kind of a sliver of our market and all that stuff. They want 75 grand to do a full chain verification, which is really important because then they'll start indexing all of our layer 2 tokens as well. And so it's out there, it's available, and I want to do it. It's just, again, matter of timing and a matter of resources. You know what the war chest looks like now. We've never tried to keep that stuff a secret. We want you to think that we've got a war chest. I want a bigger war chest. We were supposed to have 200 million in that war chest. We got pretty far along. We did well. We're on pause for now, but we did pretty well. How's it coming with ISK on Pionex? I don't know. I don't think I started on that project yet. Talk to the Iskander digital mining cooperative people. The new website, MineTXC dashboard, doesn't have my miner's commission. Is this up to date yet? I can't figure out how to load a cold wallet on it either. Look, it's a work in progress. I'm getting through some of this stuff. I know that there are plenty of bugs. As soon as I'm ready to ask you guys for bugs and feedback, and I will. Ryan says he's got 2,500 hash. How can I get my Doge miner? As soon as that website is done and pushed live for Blockchain Mint, you'll go there, you'll place the order for it, and we'll ship it right out to you. Exciting stuff, guys, all across the board. Any news on getting our home miners going? Yes, very, very soon. Kenny, hang tight, okay? Pat on your back to Bobby. Thanks, Mark. Hey, man, take a trip. Come to Token. Jenny says, when we get past all the legal stuff, will Blockchain Mint have TXC cold storage coins to sell? We're going to have them like in a day or two. That's coming very, very soon. Review the exchanges we can buy TXC through, please. Go to the CoinMarketCap listing for TXC. And then you can see all the exchanges updated there. That's it for questions, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in to an hour and 25 minutes of me babbling about our bright future. Guys, if you don't see it, I don't know what I could possibly show you or tell you right now to convince you that our future is bright. Take a look through it, go through it. Texit ecosystem links. Go to honest.money if you want Texit ecosystem links. If you don't see it, guys, I'm out of words. There's more coming. You haven't seen it all. But if that's not convincing, I don't know what is. I'm Bobby Graham, the guy that started this thing. I'm not the guy that's doing it all by himself. I got a great team of people. I got a great community across the world, and we're making it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys again on Thursday.